A man who shot up an Elkhart grocery store said in a suicide note he intended to die that night. That's just one new detail the Elkhart County prosecutor released today about that deadly store shooting at Martin's Supermarket. Curtis Hill also cleared officers Cody Skipper and Jason Tripp, saying they acted reasonably when they shot and killed Sean Baer January 15th. WSBT's Kelli Stopczynski is here, and Kelli, Hill says his investigation is over. The Indiana State Police investigation is not.
Jennifer, they're still trying to piece some things together. For example, police say Sean Baer talked and texted in the 30 minutes before he opened fire while he walked around the store. They know he was texting his mother asking if she would be at the store, but they have not been able to figure out who he was calling or why.
A lot of the why died that night.
In most cases, Curtis Hill deals with suspects who are still alive. But in this one, Hill says because the suspect, Sean Baer, is dead, many questions may never be answered.
There's no indication of a long-term plan that was actually targeted at this particular location or for any particular people for that standpoint. It's unknown at this point in time why he chose that particular location or that particular time to take his action.
Hill says Sean Baer fired 8 rounds inside Martin's that cold January night, but he didn't know any of his victims. He shot at 21-year-old employee Crystal Dykes 3 times and customer Rochelle Godfried 3 times. He fired once at a second female employee, but missed. He also held a manager at gunpoint, taunting him to pray for his life. Then, Hill says, when officers Tripp and Skipper confronted Baer with assault rifles and ordered him to drop his gun, Baer raised it.
And he placed his .40 caliber weapon to his temple and also fired a shot.
A pathologist ruled Baer died from a gunshot wound to the heart inflicted by one of the officers and the self-inflicted bullet to his head. The prosecutor also detailed a suicide note he says Baer had on him when he walked into this store. That note, he said, had well wishes for some of his friends and family members, a special message of support for his mother specifically, but also a general message, a vulgar message, the prosecutor said, for people Baer did not like.
He has apparently had some suicidal tendencies and some apparent mental issues or deficiencies over a period of time.
Hill went on to praise the officers, saying they did what they're trained to do, but he also credited 2 store employees who acted quickly. One ran through the store yelling, "Active shooter," and was clearing out more victims. Baer shot at her but missed. The other one was the first one to call 911.
Yeah, they did what they could. You know, there were a lot of questions that surfaced too about the gun, the weapon he had. Where did he get it? How did he get it? And police had said that he got that gun legally.
That's right. Curtis Hill said today he bought it in a private transaction, and there's no indication it was done illegally.
In a case like this, there's so many things you want to know in terms of why this happened, and as you heard there, we may never know the real reasons.
Answers so many people want and need, but yeah, you're right, won't come.
All right. Thanks, Kelli.